in history, the old mark from 20 points down. Today you came from 21 points down.
Yeah, look, to win the game, obviously, on any week we play, we want to win, you know. There's no doubt about that. There's a couple of big lessons there for us. Firstly, the opposition clearly showed why they've been a top 4 team. You know, their effort to lose 3 players and have a bloke with a broken floating ribbon floating, and it probably showed, you know, what they've created down here. So it's a huge lesson for us as a club if we want to become a top 4 club. The other big lesson is if we get some things a bit more consistent and get it right, that we showed that we've got a handy footy team there.
Roger Tuivasa has shown himself to be the try-save king of the NRL. What did you make of that save in the final moment?
It was great, and you know, Rod's like a lot of our boys. We had a lot of ball, just a fraction away in the first half, and his second half obviously was outstanding. And against when we had the round 1 win against the Titans, he saved a couple, you know, and you know, saving tries is, you know, probably more important than scoring them, because the people that save them, it's one less you need to score, you know. So, you know, Roger's contribution in the second half was a good captain's knock, you know. I thought in the second period of the game we had, you know, a lot of people that did pretty well for us, and obviously Roger's one of them.
First half was poor, second half much better. What did you say at half time that sparked that turnaround?
Oh, Jesus, I'm not the greatest half-time talker. I don't think Matty's players, you know, a bit of a change of attitude, you know. But we actually started the game okay. In the first sort of 15 minutes or so, I thought we were, you know, rolling reasonably well and defending okay. We weren't superb, but I thought we were doing reasonably well, you know. And then they got a few injuries, and you know, they lost Joey to Pine, and then they lost the 2 boys with the head clash, you know, and then we were the ones that seemed to be affected by it most. You know, our defence was not very good at all, and you know, they were rolling through us, falling through us, and you know, and Josh Hodgson, who obviously for us was a big part of our week, you know, was outstanding. You know, set up a couple of tries near the try line, and then Georgie Williams carrying the ball, you know, and we'd actually had our best week of training this week since I've been at the club, you know, so I didn't see that coming, you know, but you know, credit to the Raiders, they really rattled some points up quick on us, and that was obviously disappointing. And then, you know, in the second half, obviously there was a lot of fatigue in the game, in particular for them where they were down on the troops. But as I said, on the positive side, for us to be able to score 30-odd points in one half of footy shows that we've certainly got the makings of the team if we get some other things right.
In the second half, obviously, second phase allowed you guys to open up the Raiders a bit as they got more tired. Was that a conscious decision?
Oh no, not really conscious. We certainly encourage our players if they carry the ball strong and get in a dominant position, we like them to unload. So it's certainly something we've encouraged, but it wasn't spoken about at half time. I think it's just a part of the game that, you know, we've got some big, powerful blokes and they can unload. So if they're in a position, we'd like them to unload, but it wasn't spoken about. No.
The last pass to Merrill Gasol's try, how did you see that one?
Yeah, well, I haven't actually had a look at it again because I was obviously in the box talking to the coach, so I actually haven't seen it again. And, you know, we lost a close one last week and we might have got a touch lucky this week by the sounds of things. You know, I actually haven't had a look at it again, but a few people have said we might have got a bit of a call there.
Just leading to Rogers try saving at the end, the one going against your way with Bailey Simonson in the air, did you think, you know, that was maybe a potential game turner, that one? Yeah,
well, again, it was probably a 50-50 one, you know, and sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. And, you know, when we're in the box, it's the thing I said, we certainly can't complain, yeah, because if you get 50-50 of them, you take your credit. But, you know, as I said, you got to give the opposition huge credit for what they went through so early in the game. And, as I said, it shows what they've created down here. So it should be a great lesson for us because that's obviously where we want to get to.
Obviously, Cody Nikorima stood up pretty well in the first of many weeks, unfortunately, without Harrison Beater inside. How did you see his performance?
Look, Cody was outstanding for a period of the game, and you know, we need Cody to actually go to take the game on more, you know, because he's actually a very, very gifted player, and you know, I don't see why he can't compete with the elite level halves in our game. To do that, though, you got to get the ball in your hands more from the start of the game, and you know, actually going behind like we did probably made Cody actually play more. So there's a great lesson there for Cody. You know, we're a far better football team when Cody Nikorima's getting the ball in his hands more regularly, you know, because he's very skillful, he's a threat, and the boys like playing with him as well. No, he's not going to be not real good. Yeah, we've had our share of bad luck in the first 3 weeks ourselves, you know, with some sort of longer term injuries. So